Imagine stepping into a time capsule. Cars from the 1950s glide past stunning yet crumbling colonial architecture. The air is thick with the rhythm of salsa and the sweet scent of cigar smoke. This is Cuba, a Caribbean jewel with a story far more complex than its picturesque surface suggests. For over 6 decades, this island nation has been shaped by a single political force, a story that began with a revolution promising liberation but led to a reality of control. Let's rewind to 1959. A young revolutionary, Fidel Castro, alongside figures like Che Guevara, overthrew the American-backed dictator Fulgencio Batista. The Cuban people, weary of corruption and inequality, erupted in celebration. Castro promised a new dawn of social justice, literacy, and healthcare for all, and in many ways he delivered. The state launched massive literacy campaigns and a universal healthcare system was established, becoming a model for many developing nations. These achievements are an undeniable part of Cuba's modern history. However, this new dawn came at a steep price. Soon after taking power, Castro's government began to consolidate its authority. Political opposition was silenced, the press was nationalized, and freedom of expression became a thing of the past. The promise of free elections vanished. What emerged was a one-party state where the Communist Party of Cuba held absolute power, with Fidel Castro at its helm for nearly 50 years, succeeded by his brother Raul. Today, the presidency is held by Miguel Diaz-Canel, but the party's grip remains firm. So, what is life actually like for the average Cuban under this system? It's a life of contradictions. On one hand, education and healthcare are free and accessible. There's a strong sense of community and a vibrant culture that has captivated the world. But on the other hand, daily life is a struggle. The state-controlled economy is plagued by shortages. It's common to see long lines for basic necessities like food, medicine, and fuel. The average state salary is incredibly low, forcing many to rely on remittances from family abroad or to find clever ways to make ends meet in the informal economy. The biggest challenge, however, is the lack of freedom. Cubans cannot freely criticize their government without risking reprisal. Access to the internet is limited and heavily censored. The dream of starting your own business is tangled in a web of bureaucratic red tape and restrictions. This has led to generations of Cubans feeling trapped, with many taking incredible risks to leave the island in search of opportunities and liberties they can only dream of at home. In recent years, we've seen cracks appear in this monolith. The rise of the internet, though restricted, has allowed for new voices to emerge. In July 2021, the largest protests in decades erupted across the island, with people chanting Patria y Vida, a homeland and life, a powerful response to the old revolutionary slogan of homeland or death. They were protesting the shortages, the lack of freedom, and the government's handling of the economy. It was a raw, unfiltered cry for change. The story of Cuba is not a simple one of heroes and villains. It's a deeply human story about a nation's struggle for sovereignty, dignity, and freedom. It's about the enduring spirit of a people who, despite immense hardship, continue to create, to dance, to dream, and to hope for a brighter future. Understanding Cuba means looking beyond the vintage cars and the revolutionary posters and seeing the complex, resilient, and beautiful reality of the Cuban people themselves. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If you found this insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. See you next time.